Hi everybody, so in this video, hopefully it's going to be pretty brief. I just want to talk about how you should never judge your ideas when you're writing them down initially. And this is something I've always believed in, and I've talked about it in many other videos. Because on my gaming channel, Scale Speeder Gaming, if you go to the front, channel page and you go down to the bottom, there's a whole playlist about setting up your own YouTube channel. Now, most of those videos don't actually get many views, but if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or a Mixer channel or anything, you may well find some good stuff in there, because whenever I think that's worth sharing, I share it. And also, this was kind of inspired, I was riding to work listening to the Jocko Podcast. Jocko Willink, who's like ex-Navy SEAL, has his own management consultation company, has a really good podcast and does some really good books as well. If you haven't listened to any stuff, there's a lot of personal development stuff in there, but practical stuff that's based on his experience being a leader in the SEAL teams. And he's releasing a new book. This isn't a review of the book. The book's called The Code, the Evaluation Protocol Striving to Become an Eminently Qualified Human, which sounds a bit complicated, but basically what they've done is that, as is in common with lots of self-help stuff that's come out over the last few years, especially stuff that's aimed at men, they kind of recognise the fact that the traditional values at which you kind of would judge yourself and things that you might well try and ascertain, they're not really there anymore for lots of people. Things like religion have gone by the wayside for many people. Often with things like careers as well, the way that the job market is changing can make things difficult. And they're coming up with, I haven't read the book, so I don't know, but they've come up with like an assessment you can give yourself to then go, right, okay, so I need to work on my personal fitness, I need to work on my financial situation, I need to work on my relationships, that kind of thing. So to loop this round to the title of the video, one of the things they talk about in this podcast 226, is the book, and they talk about a bit where about your goals in life, and how if you get an urge to do something or create something, you shouldn't immediately dismiss that urge. You shouldn't immediately dismiss that that thought. So that thought could be something like, I should say it was something like you thought about getting fit, and you think, right, okay, I want to run a marathon, and then you immediately dismiss that because you think, I'm going to have to do all this training, I'm not very fit, I'm never going to get around to doing that. You judge that thought and you dismiss it. And the same thing can go for video ideas for your YouTube gaming channel. So you may well get an idea, I might get an idea of something like, for example, say I'm working on a lot of Rust videos at the moment. It could be something like how to add a custom map to Rust. Now, it would be very easy for me to just dismiss it and think, well, I haven't got a clue how to do that. That sounds like a right nightmare. I'm not going to bother doing it. But you shouldn't. You do not judge your ideas when you come up with them. What you should always do is what I always do, is that you write them down. I have a document called Day Off, because I do a lot of this stuff on my day off, as a Google Doc, so I can access it through my phone and through my laptop, and I just write ideas down. And I don't judge them. Now, it doesn't mean that I will do all these ideas, because you can see there's loads and loads and loads of titles here for stuff, and lots of them I might never do. And what I tend to do is every couple of months I might well look through this, and I'll delete things that I think I'm never going to get around to doing that. I'm never going to do. If we go up, if we look at, say, PSVR, I'll say I might do it. Wipeout. I might do a video on PSVR with Wipeout. Or I might have already done one. I can't remember. Here we go. PUBG practice plan. I'm probably never going to do those videos now, because I'm really not liking PUBG at the moment. So I would go through and I would delete those. But here's some stuff I've been writing down today. Helicopters in DayZ. I just read a tweet about the DayZ expansion people, and they put out their mod. And in that mod on PC, you can fly helicopters. So that's definitely going on my list. Now, I know that it's difficult to install mods the way that I play DayZ, because I have to play it through GeForce Now. And I know that installing mods on DayZ servers is a bit of a pain, but I've got one. I've got a DayZ private server from Nitrado, so I should do that. And so I put that. channel checklist document for success. Again, this is something I'm not sure how to do. So the idea of that was really coming from the idea for Jocko. The idea that you could have a channel assessment list and almost like a tick list of things you should do to have a successful YouTube gaming channel. What do you have to do? Almost like a step-by-step process, and also a tick box exercise for the videos you've done. Have you put a really descriptive title on that either answers or asks a question or describes what you're doing? So, I think really there's two main types of YouTube videos. Ones that answer a question, and then let's play videos. So an answer a question one could be the example like a review video. So it could be, instead of having something like Rust review, you would have Rust review. Is this the best zombie survival? Is the best survival game since DayZ? So you're answering a question. Or it could be, how do you spawn more zombies in DayZ? You're answering a question or asking a question. Doesn't really matter if you answer or ask, because Google figures it out. And then the other one are descriptive ones, which tend to be like let's play gaming videos. So it could be something like a Warzone solo victory walkthrough with Growl and RPG 8 kills. So you're really describing, maybe a bit more poetic than that, but you're really describing what's in the video. You can have a checklist for that. Do you have a good description? Are there links to your social media in the description? Do you do tags? I must admit I don't do tags very often. Have you got a good thumbnail? Have you added it to the right playlist? All that sort of stuff. So that's something, but that's quite a big thing to do. So that's going to stay on this checklist for a while. What is the Rust F1 console? What can you do? Don't judge your ideas. The idea for this video, I thought of that. I wrote it down in Jocko. How to change the length of night to day on Rust Nitrado PC server. I'll do that one. What happens if you eat human flesh, raw or cooked in DayZ? What is Rust all about? Now, I probably won't be able to answer that question for several months. And there's all sorts of stuff here. Now, some stuff I might not end up doing, and then if it becomes to a time when that video is now past its time, like I wouldn't probably make a video about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, because its time has passed. But then again, if I had a good enough idea, I probably would, because the thing about video games you always have to remember is that we have things like Xbox Gold and PlayStation Plus, whereby older games get given away for free, and then all of a sudden there's a lot more interest in these older games, and so people start watching videos. Classic one for me was Sniper Elite 4. They gave away Sniper Elite 4 as part of PS Plus, and my beginner's guide to Sniper Elite went through the roof, got hundreds of thousands of views, and that made it that way. So there we go. So the moral of this story is, don't judge your ideas before you write them down. As soon as you get an idea for a video, write it down. And then maybe in a few weeks' time, a few months' time, you'll delete that idea because you won't do it. But in the moment, just write it down. Do not judge it. Do not dismiss it. You're developing that muscle in your brain that is being creative. When you're in the shower and you're thinking, oh, what about this? And you get out of the shower, you immediately write that down. Don't dismiss it. Don't think, oh, well, I'll write it down later, or oh, that's a bit of a crap idea, I'm not sure how to do that. Write it down. Do not dismiss your ideas. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's useful. Put your questions and comments down below. Hit like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more of the same, and I'll see you again soon.